Hi everyone, it's almost Christmas. I'm just dropping a quick video as I paint a Napoleonic French light cavalry officer's horse. I've given this a base coat with Hyrax brown, a spray from the Colour Forge. And I've got some Army Painter Fanatic Tree Ancient on a dry brush. And just going to build up some colour, some gentle dry brushing. The periplastic horses have some nice muscle detail sculpted on them. The mane and tail are nice and deep and full of ridges, so dry brushing is a nice straightforward way to pick out the patterns there. If you look at the musculature here, I'm brushing sort of perpendicular to the depressions that are cut into the flank of the horse there, and same thing on the tail, brushing sort of perpendicular to the individual strands of hair there. Other areas a bit more tricky, perhaps on the leg, but again just trying to keep it perpendicular to the angle of the leg itself. And this picks up all that nice sculpted detail. And in a few seconds, that's looking like it's got a nice set of highlights and shadowed areas on it. I'm going to boost the highlights on a couple of areas with some Dryad brown, again, Army Painter Fanatic. So I'm picking sort of the areas that would be catching the most light, have the most sort of differences in texture, such as the tail and the mane. You might want to try and sort of catch the pointier bits of the anatomy. Trying to keep the top surfaces where the sunlight is falling and avoiding sort of the deeper surfaces. Not a bad idea as well. So the cloth on an officer's horse would be dark green. So this is Fanatic Angel Green. Try and keep it off the border. Come back to that later. There's a little strap there, which we'll try and leave for now. That would be black. And then there's the rolled cloak, again in the dark green with straps to avoid. I might need to put a second coat on the green, so I'll let that dry. I'm painting the straps now. This is matte black. So we've got the reins on the horse, some of the tack around the head of the horse. As I was mentioning, over the saddlecloth strap there, and looking from above, 3 straps holding the rolled cloak in place. There's a strap going around the base of the tail. Underneath, securing the saddle. Let's pick out the hooves. And try and put the eyes in. And nostrils. I think a tiny highlight of the straps will just help define the edges. So got some Army Painter Fanatic Brainmatter Beige, a very light dry brush over the straps around the head of the horse. So very faint but just adding a little bit of light, catching the buckles, etc. The trim on the saddlecloth would be silver lace. Could do something non-metallic metal if you had a lot of time to spend on it, but getting these guys quickly done for tabletop means that I'm going straight for a silver paint. So it's Army Painter Fanatic Shining Silver. For being really technical, there would be a faint outer line would be in the regiment's facing colour, but that's a bit beyond the detail level I need for tabletop use. A couple other bits I might want to pick out in silver, such as on the horse tack. Perhaps the bit in the mouth. I must learn the name for this crescent moon shaped piece of decoration. Pick that out in silver too, and I'll finish off the trim and also the ends of the portmanteau. I'm giving the model a wash now. This is all from Army Painter Fanatic range. It's an equal parts mix of dark tone, strong skin shade and Speedpaint medium. It's going to help really define the musculature that's sculpted on the horse, and also the folds in the saddlecloth. So with the wash dried, I think it'd be acceptable to throw this equine fellow down on the table. I think a couple of highlights are worth just spending a minute or two on. So I've got some Guardian green, again, Army Painter Fanatic. I was picking out some of the high points in the green cloth. I've got a spot of the Dryad brown, which I used earlier, and just a couple of select dots towards the end of the hairs, points of the ears. And lastly, a bit of the shining silver out again. Just redefine some highlights on the trim. So here's a look at the finished model. Apologise for the sort of desaturated picture with the black background. My long-suffering lightbox finally gave up the ghost, so I had to sort of do my best with natural light. Hopefully this is a useful quick method for painting up a horse for your French light cavalry. Napoleonic, Chasseurs, Cheval and Lancers, the officer's horse would look like this with a green saddlecloth. For the Hussar regiments, you might have a different coloured saddlecloth. The Hussar regiments were quite individual that way and would have their own colours. The Perry kit's great. I really like these horses. They're sculpted very nicely and they paint up well. Dry brushing's especially effective on them thanks to the quality of the sculpt. I think the Colourforge primers are excellent for laying down a quick base coat. Hyrax brown went on really smoothly, and you could paint up the straps and the saddlecloth and just hit it with a dark tone wash or a null oil, and I think that would give you a really quick tabletop result. As we get towards the end of the year, I'd just like to extend a massive thanks to everyone that's viewed the channel. I'm closing in on 4,000 subscribers, which is quite frankly ridiculous. Never expected this many people would tune in to hear me talk about painting toy soldiers. So thanks everyone for subscribing and watching these videos. And I'd like to extend an especially big thanks to everyone who's supported me on Patreon in the past and are currently doing so. It's really nice to be able to get a bit of extra pocket money to put towards these videos. So if you like what you see and you'd like to help support the channel, maybe let me save up for some new lighting, sound equipment and a new light box, please think about becoming a channel member on YouTube or heading over to Patreon to support me. Once again, thanks everybody for watching. Bye bye for now.